Submersible gate. Do you guys, because that wasn't that long ago, do you guys remember the submersible, the people who went down to the Titanic? Of course you do, just yesterday. And then they were like, oh my God, they're looking for them, they don't know how they're going to find them, blah, 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 blah. And people had jokes online and we were all laughing. And it was, listen, just stop going to, go to church for vibes. For the fashions, darling. Because if it's an issue of how is happening, and this is a lot of you are already going there just from submersible gate. So I don't know. You and I are going to the same place because we were all online. Listen, I was refreshing 3 seconds apart because I thought that was a new joke. Submersible gate made it very clear to me that even though we don't all have this jargon or some of this jargon, there's an understanding that there are no innocent billionaires. And there's an understanding that if you work hard to separate yourselves from us, with all your nice things and all of that, you run the risk of, dehumanizing yourself. And so when it comes the moment where we have to recognize the human qualities in you that we can empathize with, we're so far removed because you've removed yourself so far from us. We simply cannot, our empathetic nature cannot come through, right? It becomes then a conversation of talking about the wealth gap. And how, again, they're no innocent billionaires. By the time you must have exploited a whole bunch of people. It's happening in the comments. Hello, hi. It is me, Desire, small time to your internet. Thank you so much for engaging with the content and for liking and commenting and subscribing and letting your people know about me. I'm not gotcha, but the conversation I want to have is twofold, right? I want to talk about the insecurity I face as a person who's gone down the entrepreneur route and the creative, not the music industry, clearly, but still a more uncertain route. And I've had many iterations of this conversation because it's revival. I thought when the winter holidays go, so does the tent. Why is somebody yelling just now at one of these tents? Oh, God. Oh. Anyway, 2, the insecurity that I face of not having the built-in safety mechanisms that a traditional career affords you, but also the conversation I started with where I'm I'm a fat Black woman, okay? Anybody who's confused about that, right? I've never seen a woman like me standing next to Deleuze. I've never seen a woman like me on his arm. I've never seen a woman like me in his videos. I don't think I'm the kind of woman he's drawn to. I'm not his vibe. And because I know that men only protect the women they find fuckable and attractive, and after they get what they want from you, you also, the novelty of you wears off and you also become something they can throw away and treat like trash. You're only valuable until they can use you for whatever it is you have to offer them. But you will figure that out all by yourself, since us ugly bitches are just hating, right? But because of that, I'm not moved to tell people to say things like, oh, don't be like that. Or don't, because the comments are scathing. People are literally where are the people from the OY parties? This man has had a stroke from what is being reported. His family is trying to raise some donations in order to pay for his hospital bills. And how? From whom? I'm one of those people, I wouldn't necessarily go and comment, oh my God, whatever, but I'm not moved to do anything about it, because if something should happen to me or a woman who looks like me, I don't see a Deleuze coming to my aid I don't see a delays coming to the aid of things happen to women who look like me every day. And we don't get the media traction and it doesn't change because we don't look like Arabo Mokoena. And it's not a competition, God rest her soul, but it is what it is. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I'm understanding if it's seeming very un-African even and uncouth and just so like crass for people to be going off the way they do. This is what happens when you other yourself by not even saying, oh, other yourself by trying to elevate yourself using like material things, okay, things to tell you apart from those people down there. The people down there will understand. Eventually, it will dawn on them, oh, we're down here. He's up there. We don't belong. Great. Now, what do you fucking look like when you are in a hospital bed and you want the pennies of the sorry people? Are we all going to get to come to the all right now? Do you understand what I'm saying? Then it's the flossing. And I get it. That's hip hop, right? That's the culture. And, you're dripping. It's part of the brand. But you choose that. You have your own. With Deleuze have been in the industry for so long that he could have like carved himself a whole new image by now, right? But you're constantly posturing like you got it like that. And I understand it's just it's the image you're trying to sell, but we bought it. We bought it and we believe it. You're selling it to be believable, right? You're not saying you're just modeling in these clothes. We think they're yours. You want us to think that. That's what's happened now, right? And people are just like, no, I will not give you a fucking cent. Like, I'm not even saying your life is not valuable. I'm saying the people you value, those people that you find, so they must value you back in order to invest back in your health. And it's so tricky. It literally sounds like we're being so insensitive, so harsh. But is Deleuze going to part with a penny for, like, really think about that. If something is to happen to Ntsiki Mazwai now, because I'm probably like, if there's a Black woman I can think of right now in industry, if something is to happen to her, how many of Deleuze and Deleuze type people are going to like send aid her way? How many? No. And it literally, I understand. It's probably like, oh, Didi, like, are you sure? Yes, I'm having this conversation. This is what happens. Live your truths when you're in the public eye. Okay, live your actual life. And like, if you can't find a way to find an audience and like for your sound to resonate with an audience without having to, all of this time, you being in the media, being something you're clearly not. We thought you got it like that, North God. Like, we really did. Like, do you understand the OY party? We thought, like, don't they say his mommy and daddy go up? Like, I don't know, but like, it's like, if you're gonna be, it's like, what do you want my brain to do now? What gymnastics must I do now to reconcile the image and what you're now saying you need from me? Like, what? Am I some kind of a stupid? Because what? Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, so no. And then we come back to yet again the conversation of like, what's wrong with this industry? I just asked my mate the other day, I'm like, listen, if your son came to you and you're still a little barbecue, I was with him this weekend. And I'm like, if your son came to you and was like creatively inclined and wanted to pursue a career path in that like realm, along those lines, she's like, I would literally support him in anything but music. Because even the most successful people in this industry seem, the business model of this industry isn't to sustain the talent. And it's crazy because it's not that I mean, sure, Deleuze is no talent. Like, at best, he's a bad bitch. Like, do you understand? Like, he can throw a good party and host, right? Like, it's not like you're sitting somewhere like just thinking, oh, bars, Deleuze, bar. Like, no, you're fucking not. Okay? I don't care. But you think about, one of my friends is just like, do you remember? Because the guy what drip is also trending, the sneaker guy. He released some statement, but she's like, remember AKA as well, though, like he's renting. I'm like, they don't own anything. They don't even own themselves. In fact, they're owned. Do you understand? And we understand this conversation, it's getting out of hand. And I am like, our family has had to navigate like the public healthcare system as well as the private healthcare system. I tell you guys all the time that one of my biggest fears as a person who's gone down this route is like, who takes care of me when the going gets tough? Like, who takes care of sick Didi? Who takes care of old Didi, old sick Didi? You know, it's a scary thing to go down this path and realize that you don't have those safety measures. Like medical aid, I don't know how many times I say medical aid on here. Like, guys, the way I live in panic, like nothing better happened to me because I've seen how these systems work. And I'm not the type of person who's like, oh my God, I just want to go here, because it's scary. It's a real scary thought if you've seen it in person. It would be great if we all had like access to like good healthcare, because it's possible, like it's by design, that everybody doesn't get to have access to decent healthcare. We've decided that like, if the healthcare system itself has decided that actually everybody's life is not so valuable, there's a price tag to this shit. But who am I to see to delay this bill? Like, truly. Eba more abana the medical aid or the medical aid jona the fedamada. Like, what is happening? You people on Discovery, if you're not paying one of like the higher ones, oh, you're in for a rude awakening. Many a Discovery bitch has learned the hard way that whatever you thought you were going to get covered, you may as well have taken like your little grand point what to a Bonita or something else, baby. Or something else, because Discovery is really for the people who can pay that like higher number. Like, they get the stuff, you know, they get more things covered. Yeah, is just to kabisa in your wallet, but it's just so you can tell us with your mouth that you're on Discover, since you all love to tell us that shit. Go read your papers. Go check what hey utlola. Yo. Lera le apare di jersey. Ale apare di jersey. What on your bed? Ale apare di jersey lere you're covered. Pneumonia will tell you how little your ass is covered. Don't do that. Okay, check your papers. But it's scary. I experience a lot of like angst around it, like crippling. Like, you know, sometimes I'm like, are you gonna try to find like some footing in a traditional career? Guys, I'm so incompatible. It's crazy. It is wild. So I have to make the business of whatever it is the fuck I'm doing work. I have no choice. I just listen, at least I'm not like dripping in chains that don't belong to me or do belong to me, but the whole time I don't have medical aid. You know what I'm saying? For people who are constantly on the road, you know, you're traveling, you're doing shows, it's such a high risk life. You know, just the lifestyle in itself. Again, maybe just like you know, like maybe just the medical aid is just now like it's like whoa, on like yourself, it's now on life support, and they're seeing that it needs help or something. But Abafonele, the Department of Arts and what must they give everybody money? When they just handing it out the other day, we learned when they just so they'll pay for his thing even though he hasn't had a hit in a while. I'm not saying the kid shouldn't get better. I know it sounded like I'm like, oh my God, I don't care. I'm not particularly invested, no, but I'm not saying anything bad should happen to him. You know, he belongs to people and the people love him. And it's a scary time to have somebody you care about in hospital. And you literally can't sleep. Every phone call feels like it's the worst news you're ever going to hear. And all of that stuff. So in no way am I saying that. I'm just saying the intersectional girls, the girls who like to the girls who care will make an argument for it. Me personally, I don't see that man ever standing up on any kind of podium and trying to speak to like anything, my plight, anything about me. And so it works out as not my job, you know. At the same time, don't like rub salt in the wound. Like there's no need. Just set it out. That's like a thing you can do. Anyway, bye.